Is Raila Amolo Odinga considered the best replacement of Moussa Faki to become the next chairman of African Union Commission? Or welcome back to Havana Media. My name is Boniface Owino, and as usual, I'm going to be your host for today. I would like us to discuss something here. But before we talk about this thing, I want you to learn something. That in politics, nothing happens without proper planning, or nothing just happens. There are some of the things that don't just happen without planning. In as much as sometimes we normally make noise talking negatively about politicians, or maybe arguing that these politicians doesn't like each other, these people do love each other. There are some of the things that they don't want us to see. There's a lot of things that they do behind the scene that we cannot know, we won't know, and we will never know. So when they come out publicly, they only show us what we need to see, or they tell us what we need to hear, so that so that they can see our reaction and the way we citizens react towards what they are doing. I'm talking about this because last week on Friday, Raila Amolo Odinga, that is the so-called Baba, really attacked the President of the Republic of Kenya. The issues of flood, the issues of maybe fake fertilizer, doctors strike. He really attacked and even went ahead and called him Zakayo. This happens after a very long time that Raila has never attacked William Samoei Ruto. But my biggest question was, when I was doing that video, my biggest question was, what would have triggered Raila Amolo Odinga to utter such words to William Samoei Ruto? But I came into conclusion and say that perhaps maybe this is one of the strategies that Raila Amolo Odinga is using, because as we know very well that Raila is vying for a very serious and a very high position in Africa that needs a lot of humility. It doesn't need people to make, it doesn't need you to shout to others, or it doesn't need you to engage into local politics, because what you're going to do is very much important to the whole of Africa more than your own country. But now, yesterday, the African Union Commission, that is the AUC, sent a letter to Kenya saying that Raila's candidature should be sent to the commission by 6th of August 2024. Latest by 5 p.m. I would like to read for you the letter that came from the African Union Commission notifying the Kenyan government that Raila Amolo Odinga's candidature application letter should be sent by that time. This is what the letter was saying. Raila's AU quest, that is AUC notification. Candidatures must be received by the Commission's Office of the Legal Counsel, hand delivered in sealed envelopes on before 6th of August 2024 at 17:00 hours, that is Addis Ababa's time. And it goes ahead and says this, that each candidate for the position of chairperson shall be required to submit a curriculum vitae, that is a CV, in the approved AU format, copy attached, together with a short write-up on his or her vision for the position, outlining how they intend to address the most pressing issues facing African Union and the continent in at least 2 working languages of the Union. So the 2 working languages of the Union are English and probably Swahili. There is a challenge, and I told you that there was a challenge. The challenge that Raila Amolo Odinga was facing, and I think he's still facing, is this. The Somalian also gave out their interest, to say, okay, were interested, and they gave out their candidate, that is by the name of FAWZIA Adams. That is one of the women that comes from Somalia, who was also interested in becoming the next chairperson of the African Union. So all along, this one has been Raila's headache. Leaving alone even the Djibouti's candidate. The most challenging candidate that have been giving Raila a sleepless night was this FAWZIA Adams. But something is really happening here. That Kenya and Somalia have started like a negotiation, and they are talking. They are finding a way of maybe the East Africa or the Eastern Africa, on how the Eastern African can just decide to produce one candidate to vie for the position. And that is why right now we have got the Prime Minister of Somalia, that is Hamza right now is in Kenya. According to the information, is like he's in negotiation. They're trying to negotiate whether Somalia should drop and decided to support RAILAS bid to become the chairman of African Union. And according to Dr. Siongei, that is the Prime Minister, the Principal Secretary of Foreign Affairs, this is what he was saying. Somalia indicates their willingness to basically second Kenya's concerns. We are committed to agreeing on who is the best to represent the region and carry the region's flag. That is Dr. Korir Singoei, PS. This is the PS Foreign Affairs. So basically, what is going on is that Kenya is very much interested in RAILA's bid to become the next chairman of African Union. And that is why they're trying as much as they can so that they can engage into negotiation with Somalia. We don't know the kind of negotiation they are in, but but right now, as we speak right now, Prime Minister of Somalia is in Kenya in an official meeting. And I think yesterday they met with that is Rigathi Gachagua, and that is when now they were trying to negotiate on why can't you just allow us to give out our candidate to become the next chairman of African Union? Because the commission stated very well that the next chairperson should come from East Africa, and is supposed to be a male. So being a man, and now FAWZIA is also here. And as we know, there's a time that one of my down below, there's a video that I played that the most challenging part now of Raila and FAWZIA's bid for the chairmanship is this. Most part of the continent is covered with Islams. It's covered with Muslims. And there is this organization that is OIC, that is the Organization of Islamic Commission, stated very well that they are going to support FAWZIA Adams because they are roughly 27 to 30 countries. They are going to support FAWZIA. And I was trying to calculate this thing, and when I was trying to calculate this thing, I brought it this way: that if the African Union Commission consists of 54 countries, and almost 30 countries have said that they are going to support FAWZIA. So it means that Raila has got only 24 countries to support. Not even 24, less than 20, because Djibouti is also giving out their candidate. But now the biggest challenge is all these people, Djibouti can decide that, okay, let us drop, because we are also Muslims, let us drop our candidate so that we can support FAWZIA, because she is our mosque colleague. So all the Islams will support FAWZIA. So basically, it will be very difficult for Raila Amolo Odinga to win the position of the chairmanship. So the first question is, why is it that these people, or why is it that the government is very much interested in supporting Raila to become the next chairman of African Union?
Your Excellency, Kenya is seeking Zimbabwe's support, having presented its candidate for the AU Commission Chair for 2025-2028 after the Africa Union Executive Council on the 15th of March this year unanimously adopted the decision that Eastern Africa region submit candidates for the AU chairperson. Kenya candidature is informed by the role that the country plays in enhancing our Pan-African agenda. I want to thank you, Mr. President, for your positive consideration of this matter, and I promise that we will work together towards a better Africa for all of us.
Even though Raila Amolo Odinga is working so hard to say things negatively about the government. Why is it that Raila Amolo Odinga's bid for the chairmanship is very much of interest to these guys? Another question is, will it be easy for Raila Amolo Odinga to win this position? Because automatically I know he's going to send his application, because he had shown interest. So there's no way you can show interest and then at the end of the day you come and quit along the way. So it will also show the way you are not serious, and in short, people will just judge by themselves that you are incompetent. So Raila Amolo Odinga will send his CV. He will go by personally, by just the way the letter says, that the letter should be brought in physical form, should be brought and in seal. And the person should bring the form by himself or herself. So automatically Raila Amolo Odinga will send. But the biggest worry is, why is it that these guys are very much interested in Raila's bid for the position of the chairmanship? The answer is this. These people knows very well that if Raila Amolo Odinga steps out of this country, that will be the end of Raila Amolo Odinga's, will be the end of Raila Amolo Odinga politically. In Kenya, mostly in local politics, Raila Amolo Odinga will not be heard, because he will be concentrating on how to improve the commission and the interest of the African Union, and how to make peace. Because I told you that once you become the chairman of African Union, you with the local politics is done and dusted. You're not supposed to talk about local politics, however painful it is that your people are suffering. You're not supposed to talk about it, because your work is to make peace. So there is no way you can make peace and at the same time you talk negatively, you talk about the local politics. So that is number one. The second thing that is making these guys to be interested in supporting Raila Amolo Odinga is that these people want to rule without any problem. So for them to rule without any problem, they have to send someone who can give them problem away from the country. The third thing is that probably Raila Amolo Odinga is the best candidate in Africa to replace Moussa Faki. And I think there was a time that also Moussa Faki said something that Raila might be the best candidate to replace him. But I don't know what you think. That is just my view. Those are just my views. I also want to give you a chance at the comment section so that you can tell me what you think. Why is it that these people are very much interested in Raila's bid to become the next chairman of African Union? And another question, will it be easy for Raila Amolo Odinga to win these seats? The third, will the people of Somalia and the government of Somalia give in to Kenyan's request or Kenyan's quest to support them, or to support Raila Amolo Odinga to become the next chairman of African Union, considering the fact that they are also interested in this position? I would like you to drop me a comment in the comment section, but don't forget, if it is the first time that we're meeting, please don't forget to subscribe. As you subscribe, please don't forget to click the notification bell, so that at any moment there's a video that we've uploaded as Havana Media, it will be easy for you to get it and joining our team. And also thank you very much for those who've been giving us your support. Without your support, this channel cannot grow at the rate at which it's growing, because every day we are growing, and our interest is not just the growth. Our interest is to bring you the things that are happening, where they're happening, how they're happening, and how and who is doing them. Until we meet again, I've been your host, Boniface Awino. Bye bye.